Today on the channel from AEW Unmatched Series 9, we got a first time in the line, Jeff Hardy.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW Unmatched unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got a first time in the line. Last time in the line, we'll see what happens with Jeff Hardy. But for all your Jeff Hardy AEW needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on in-stock items, anything over $79. Does ship free, gotta get a deal out there, as we always do say. And of course, we're gonna do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're gonna take a look at the packaging, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna unbox it, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna see where it goes from there. We'll do some comparisons at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's see what old Jeff Hardy is up to, the charismatic enigma, as he's known in some circles. But Jeff Hardy is first ever AEW figure, and Jeff Hardy, as we know, a guy no stranger to wrestling action figures, possibly one of the most popular wrestling superstars in action figure form of all time. You really could make that, stretch there. I think you could. As a whole generation absolutely loves Jeff Hardy, like other generations love the Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior and George Hackenschmidt and Frank Gotch, things like that. You know, he's right up there with those guys for sure. But very cool to get a Jeff Hardy figure in the AEW line, at least one we got here. Now, we did get his brother Matt Hardy way back a couple years ago from the AEW line. Would be great to have a Matt Hardy to go along with this Jeff Hardy. Not sure that's going to be in the cards now with Matt Hardy leaving AEW, but I think as of right now, Jeff Hardy is still an AEW member. We'll see what happens in the future, but you have to imagine the AEW Jazzwares team is very hopeful that Jeff sticks around. He moves units. I could see a Supreme. I could see a lot of different Jeff Hardy figures over the years from them. But we'll see, you know, we'll have to wait and see what time has for us for Jeff Hardy. But right now, Unmatched Series 9, we get a debut in the line here. Love that blue background, love the silver colors, of course. Typical Unmatched style packaging here. You got the little glamour shot of Jeff just doing his wacky poses. He's always doing wacky poses, of course. He does come with that steel chair, and man, he just made that steel chair his own, you could say for sure. We'll get into that here in a second. He is number 66 on the Unmatched line, of course, Series 9 right here. Got him on the side over here, a little B down there on the bottom for those keeping track at home. You have the big old cross sell down below here. We're going to unbox all these guys on the channel. Stay tuned. We will rank the entire way from my least favorite to my favorite. We got Jeff Hardy glamour shot there, Jeff Hardy autograph. Let's see what it says about Jeff Hardy. It doesn't say a lot, as usual. From Dynamite, April 12th, 2023. So basically a year and change ago. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, beautiful times up there in Milwaukee. I've been in Milwaukee quite a few times. Just the other day, as I'm filming this, was the Milwaukee Metal Fest at the Rave. Shout out to the Rave. I hear it's haunted. I've been there quite a few times. Didn't have any hauntings when I was there. And I think it's like right down the street from Jeffrey Dahmer's like hotel room or something like that. So the more you know. Good eating in Milwaukee, as they do say. But I always enjoy my time in Milwaukee. And I believe this was his debut in AEW, which seems kind of weird to have him debut in Milwaukee, but you got to debut somewhere, I guess. So shout out to Milwaukee. That's what we're going to say, and that's how we're going to leave it right here. Should say John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Alex Reynolds is, of course, the chase, Claudio Castagnoli, and there's a chase of him, Jamie Hayter, and Bryan Danielson do the rest of the wave here. Like I said, we'll be unboxing those on the channel, so stay tuned for that here in the future. Jeff Hardy going to be a tough one to get out of this set, going to be the jewel of the set, I have a feeling, a strong suspicion, we'll call it right there. But can I get him out of the package? There we go. See you later. Off to the side. Plastic Prison, Mr. Hardy. Looking interesting. Two heads, so hardcore Jeff Hardy fans, you better be buying two of these ones. You need both of them. And, of course, Plastic Prison for the chair as well. Bam! See you later. Goodbye. But let's start with this chair. Why wouldn't we? It's a very interesting chair. I remember the night he brought this out, I remember thinking how interesting it was. I wonder if he still has this in his possession or did he sell this thing? But, of course, Jeff Hardy, you know, he's a tortured artist, really, at the end of the day. That's what we're going to call him. The tortured artist, Jeff Hardy. That could be his next gimmick, maybe. But it says his name on here. It's got all kinds of stuff. All kinds of drawing, I guess. I don't know. It almost looks like a mouth, kind of. I guess that's his head and stuff. but it's a typical AEW black chair just with a little paint on there to match Jeff Hardy's mood that night in Milwaukee, I guess is what it is. But it is interesting. I like it. I'm glad they gave us a little extra pizzazz here. They're not going to reuse this again. So I think for what this is, for a one-off, I think it's a pretty cool, nice attention to detail there. I think that's a fair assessment. That's what we're going to say. But now we're going to get Mr. Hardy out of the package. See what's going on. Oh, no, Jeff. Say it ain't so. And see you later. Goodbye. All right, let's plug him back together. He's like a young Humpty Dumpty. You just got to put him back together again. But looking good right here. Now, we do got the, of course, old Jeff Hardy hands. He's got those going out of the package. But in case you don't want to use those, you do get 2 gripping hands. And Jeff, keeping it extra clean here, he's got no fists of fury, but he's got the gripping hands if he needs to grip a paintbrush and maybe paint up a chair. Who knows? A tortured artist, once again. But now let's get down to it. Let's see what's going on with Jeff Hardy. And first thing I notice, man, this feels really good. Nice, tight joints out of the package. Feels very sturdy. Sometimes we get a little looseness in some of these Jazzwares figures. This one feels very sturdy. Maybe over time it'll loosen up, but I do like the sturdy feel on this one. But let's dive into the head sculpt on this Jeff Hardy first. Looking interesting. Got those big earrings, those big hole hoop earrings. Man, not for me. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be employed if I had those ones. I don't know. I think that might be, the hair's pushing it, but I think that would be a step too far for my organization. But it is the look these days. I just don't know what happens when you're old. I guess you just have to keep them in forever, or you get them cut off and sewn back together, a little ear plastic surgery, I guess. But it works for Jeff Hardy. Once again, tortured artist. Tortured artist works for him right there. Big screaming face there. He's got some crazy, I don't know if you call them sideburns. I don't know what it is. Facial hair. It's crazy. It's wacky. It's zany. It's a lot of work. I don't know how he does it, but he's got that going on. He's got it shaved on the sides. A little gray coming in. Oh, it's going around. I got a couple grays popping in, just like a young Jeff Hardy right here. Has his hair all up in a knot looking nice, and even got some of the tattoo into the neck there. But no doubt about it, somebody hands me this head, says, hey, who is this? Take a guess. I'll give you 3 guesses. I said, no, don't need 3. I'll just do it in 1. It's Jeff Hardy. There it is. So there it is. Looks really, really, really good in the head sculpt department. One of the best, I would say, Jazzwares head sculpts. And then if you want to kind of dumb it down a little bit, you get a very stoic head for Jeff Hardy. And in the tale of 2 heads, this is the way you do it. You get a wild head and you get a stoic head. It gets you the little best of both worlds. Once again, like a young Hannah Montana, you get that going on. Looks good. Same facial hair, same everything going on. Just a different look on the face. So, like I said earlier, I think a lot of Jeff Hardy fans, you might buy 2 of these figures, display both looks. Have to imagine the third-party companies, the Threadheads of the world that make shirts and things, might make a Jeff Hardy shirt, something you could put on here. You could really dress this one up, as it's really, at the end of the day, a perfect base for a modern Jeff Hardy to add to it, add color, do whatever you want. I mean, the pants, all black, all plain black pants, like you just walked out of the gym in some sweatpants almost. And he's got some sneakers down there. So really a great customizer's dream Jeff Hardy figure here. You can add shirts, you can add whatever you want. You can paint on the pants, do whatever you want over there. There's a lot you can do with this Jeff Hardy if you really wanted to. But it does look pretty good, and we're going to run through the articulation real quick. Arms all the way around, bicep cut. Double jointed pinned elbow. Let's get those pinless ones. Let's bring it over from the Supremes. Let's bring them into this set, hopefully one of these days. Hands back and forth, side to side, removable. Head back, forth, side to side, up and down, removable. Hula hoop at the top. Traditional waist, of course. Big old Hardy splits. Gotta have them. Legs do go up. Thigh cut. Double jointed pin knees. He's got these big old sweatpants on. He does got a boot cut, calf cut. Very strange with what he's wearing here, but it is what it is. Back and forth, up and down, side to side on the feet. Not too bad there. Will he fit on a ringside AEW Jazzwares stand? Well, I got to get one first. That's the key right there. You got to have one to test it. And does he fit? He fits. He fits right on there very easily there. Okay, so fits nice on that. Didn't mention the tattoos, and by no means am I an expert on his tattoo, but man, he's trying to give Malachi Black and Brody King a run for his money. He's got a ways to go. He's got to get that chest done, but man, that back piece is all done. Very, very colorful, and I'll tell you, Jazzwares team, they got a hard road with all these AEW wrestlers. I don't think there's ever been an organization with more heavily tattooed wrestlers. So they got their work cut out for guys like Jeff Hardy in here, but beautiful, beautiful looking tattoos on here. I love the bright colors throughout, just looking really good. It definitely looks like Jeff Hardy and his tattoos, at least what I know of him. Once again, I'm not an expert. I don't get the magnifying glass going there and checking it out. But man, a good first Jeff Hardy. And like I said, could be our last Jeff Hardy. I don't know if he's going to stick around, especially with his brother gone now. I'm not sure he's going to stick around the organization. Maybe he'll go back to the WWE. I guess we'll see what ends up happening with Jeff Hardy. He might go over there and just wind down his career and finish it up. We'll see what ends up happening. But definitely cool to at least get one Jeff Hardy from the AEW brand to see, something different than Mattel in this day and age. So very cool here. And you've got to imagine he jumps over to Mattel. We're going to be turning and burning Jeff Hardy. It's almost like we get Cody Rhodes back, turning and burning. CM Punk comes back. Now we know the future, turning and burning. Jeff Hardy a year from now, he'll come back. We'll be turning and burning. It's kind of a cycle we're getting into here. We know the Mattel team loves it for sure, but we'll see. We'll see what Jazzwares says in the future. But I do got the Matt Hardy right here. Kind of out of date, I would say, because these two weren't in AEW together in this incarnation of Matt Hardy, but I guess it still can kind of work. They're brothers, after all. You can make it work. But, of course, we got some other Jeff Hardy figures. Was this the last one we got from Mattel? Was, I believe, the Ultimate Edition. Not setting the world on fire, for me at least, but we did get an Ultimate Edition Jeff Hardy, of course. But one I grabbed here, looking at the Mattel Jeff Hardys over the last few years, most Jeff Hardy figures we got had face paint on them. So this is one from the 2-pack that didn't have face paint. So it feels a little bit more similar to this because, like I said, so much face paint over there in Mattel. And I'm a guy that loves some face paint. I like colorful tattoos. I like the hairy bipedal creatures. I like the big characters. You know me. You know my likes. You know what I want. But this Jeff Hardy playing a lot of hits here for me. A very, very good figure. One of the best Jazzwares Unmatched, Unrivaled style figures I think we've received so far. We'll see what happens in the future. But I really did like this Jeff Hardy. And I think it's resonating pretty good. Sold out at ringside. Deep back order. It is what it is, but if you want your Jeff Hardy, you got to go over to ringside for right now. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But there it is, old Jeff Hardy, Unmatched Series 9. What are your guys' thoughts? Pickup, pass, no game, long game, confused game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. Of course, 2 YouTube channels. You get early access to both those channels over on my Patreon. You get all the glamour shots. You get all kinds of stuff, dog stuff, pizza stuff. You get a monthly Q&A, monthly giveaway. It's all going down over there on the old Patreon. Almost 200 of you over there at Patreon. Dangerously close to 200 Patreon members. And I appreciate all the support over on the Patreon. Check it out. You can even be a free member if you want to. Check out the link in the description down below. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Another way to support the channel. Don't forget my book, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It is the complete guide to the Jakks Classic Superstars series. Just shy of 700 pages. A labor of love if there ever was one. And then hit me up on social media. SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Jeff Hardy, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.